when I was putting the video together, one of the first places that I recorded my content in was Below Stone Nest, which is a bar in central London. I recorded a lot of the content there with the purpose of just keeping it because it was my friends dancing. And then I ended up being like, this is actually a great introduction for what we value and what we were talking about earlier about what makes a good night. A good night out for me is like if you can get a bottle of wine from your local corner shop and you can get ready with your girls, down the bottle of wine, be stumbling by the way you get to the club, order one drink at the club, and then just dance for the rest of the night. Call it an early night, maybe get takeaway on the way home. Like, price point. You always kind of want it to be cheap, especially when you're a student. And I feel like for something like this, we sort of want to put stuff out there for students that want to go out and still want to have a good time at spots that aren't just for students. We've been here, almost 3 years now? And we've been on a fair bit of nights. And
we spent so much time sitting around talking about what has made a bad night out and what has affected our nights in negative ways. And when we find somewhere that we're like, yes, this is a good night out, this is a banging night out, get your friends here now, we're always willing to go back to that place. We always like to go back to that place. And when there's something on at a particular event space that almost you feel welcomes you back with open arms sort of thing.
DJ Assault was what, like £8?
£8 a ticket for Night Tales Loft. With price point, that conversation, it's more about you're basically going to end up paying a tenner wherever you go. It's about what you're paying a tenner for.
DJ Assault was wicked. It looked really sick. I left early.
DJ Assault was absolutely wicked. I think as much as sometimes people can let a space down, and did in some elements of that night, I don't want to sit here and act like it's underground and like, oh my God, you've never heard of Night Tales Loft. It's not about that. It's just saying like, if you're sitting at home bored on a Saturday night because you don't want to go out and spend all this money somewhere and you're just having these shitty nights out all the time, I think that's pretty much why we're saying this.
I wanted to try out one venue that like we'd both never been to. So I went to Oslo Hackney to see like a couple of my mates perform. I was there and I didn't really know what to expect, but I'd read on the website it was like 2 for £12 cocktails, which obviously student living, you want somewhere slightly cheaper, whatever. Yeah. But like it's such a sick spot. The upstairs, the whole venue's really nice. It's right next to Hackney Central Station. You're so right about employees making a good night out. I feel like, I don't know, I'd never been to Oslo, so I didn't know what I was expecting. You never really know what you expect when you're going somewhere new, which is why I think people stick to going to like the regular spots. Make a spot like that your new regular and find like a sort of like home, I guess, like find somewhere, because then you also get to build a community. Like you
also find new spaces.
Oh yeah.
It's like if you liked Night Tales Loft, you might like this place because you're meeting people who are like, oh my God, I love Night Tales, but I also go to this place and you should definitely come.